Get a minute, don't know. Get a minute of your time. Get a minute of your.
I sure gotta live right, and I'm never gonna let you out of my side. I've been knocked out, was a nice try, but I guess I get to keep my head on this time. God of the creation, the relations I've got, the only one that keeps me safe, the only one you should trust. For sure, it ain't right that I have checked the speck of dust from all of its sides. Fall down, that from my height, cause I didn't see the plank I have in my eye. My voice.
Hey, what is up, beautiful people? I'm excited to be here.
Oh, he sure is.
No, I am. I am excited. I'm excited for what we're going to offer people today.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm excited too.
Do you know what we're offering them?
Tell me. Tell us. Tell all of us.
The what?
Tell us.
So here, should I tag you on the post?
I think you should because it didn't come up. With the podcast, he usually tags me on the post, and today it didn't come up, but also I had to research it. But welcome, like we said, we're so happy to have you here, visiting us, being with us to our podcast, Vision to Success. Now I know the name.
I know.
It's only taken me a year.
So we had a couples night, and VS kind of like...
It took the downturn for the worst.
It really, really did. One day we'll let you know exactly what VS stands for.
I don't know about that. It is a PG rated podcast. No, I'm just kidding. There's nothing wrong with it before people start telling us.
The question is, why do you have a jacket on?
Because I'm freezing. Because you have this room always so cold.
No.
You even went and put on a sweater. You're lucky I don't have my hoodie on like this.
So this is how she wanted to do the podcast.
Because I'm cold. Okay, truth be told, I'm also struggling with some type of bug. I've been sick forever. I get well for a week and now I'm back sick, so I don't feel well.
Can I tell you what I've been doing? And I used to do it a long time ago, and I don't get sick anymore.
Okay, what do you do?
Oregano oil.
Oh, I have heard.
Yeah.
I have heard.
No, I'm telling you, I don't know what it is.
So do you put it under your tongue? Like the
No,
people?
it'll burn.
So where do you put it? Like, what do you do?
You take, you do 4 to 6 drops in water.
Okay. You can't even taste it then, I'm guessing.
No, it burns.
Oh, even with the water?
Yeah, it burns. Because it doesn't mix with the water, right? It just stays, it's oil, so it stays on top. And then when you drink it, and this is the thing, is you have to be careful because how you drink it, if it hits your lips as it's going down.
Question, are you sure it's 5 to 6 drops that you're supposed to have?
I put 12.
Are you sure it says that on the thing? Okay. Okay, just wondering. Like, I'm wondering if you're doing your own thing and that's why it's burning. You're like, I can't feel my I'm like, well, are you following the directions?
No. So okay. So yeah, it's 4 to 6 drops in water or juice. They say anything, right? Whatever. Okay. And then I don't know, maybe you
So why do you take 12 if it's 4 to 6?
Because I'm a bigger guy.
Does it say on there if you're bigger to do double?
It's not going to kill me.
Maybe that's why it burns. I'm just saying.
But it burns. Like, it burns so much. And so I put it on, and then it's one of these, I drink it, like I down it, but you know how you gulp? Yes. It's straight through down. So I've learned how to drink it without gulping.
You got to do a shot. Like, just put it in a little shot glass and then you're like.
Yeah. Well, no, it is. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I do. So I put it, it's just a small cup, right? Whatever. And I put a little bit of water, put the 12 drops, or I put half of
That's your version of a shot.
The what?
That's your version of a shot, like a tequila shot, but instead it's an oregano shot.
It burns. At one time, and so I've learned from a mistake because I went to go drink, and it touched the top of my lip.
Was it like huge?
It was not fun. But yeah, so you can't now. This is the thing, is that the body does acclimatize to the oregano oil. So then after it stops doing its thing. And so you can only take it for like the winter months.
Oh, so you only do it in winter? Yeah, I usually don't get sick, but this
You've been sick since I've known you.
No, I haven't.
Oh my gosh.
It's only been since September. Come down.
I haven't been sick. Yes, I might have like gotten sick here and there, but I bounced back quite quick.
You always, every time I see you, you're like, oh.
No, that's not true. Maybe since September. And yeah, it's been since September. I had a massive sinus infection and then I was fine for a week. And then my kids brought some type of bug home and now I'm like struggling. I'm like, please don't let it be a sinus infection.
That's normal. Yeah. Like,
It is the most painful thing ever.
is it?
Mm-hmm.
But, but that's what you had though, right?
Yeah, enough that I thought I had a cavity. I was like, because the pain is so in your face and it feels like nerve pain. And so I had sharp pain on my jaw or like on my upper tooth. And I thought it was a cavity. And I was like, I have to go to the dentist. This is so bad, right? Only to come to find out that it was actually the sinus infection because I had that and I had a massive headache that wouldn't go away. It's like your face hurts. Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, that was my experience, at least with sinus infection. So it was really bad for me. So right now I'm freaking out that I have it again. Yeah.
Have I ever had one? I've never had a sinus infection.
Because you'd remember it. I feel like sinus infections are memorable because they hurt so much.
And so what is okay? So before we get into our thing, what is it? What is a sinus infection?
It's an infection in your sinuses. So there's bacteria and there's stuff in here that makes all this area, the mucus, clog up. And so it all gets impacted. Like it all gets hard on your face here, causing pressure, which then causes pain. So for me, it was manifesting in a way of a permanent headache for over a week. I was taking Advil, aspirin, Tylenol. I was thinking everything you can think of, and nothing. Like I might have over medicated.
Drug addict.
100%. I was on a cruise too because I was like, I'm going to do my best. So I just was popping pills.
Because that's
the legal ones, that is.
Because that's what we want to tell our listeners.
Anyway, but yeah, so I'm here. I'm feeling great. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling better. I'm feeling okay.
You are no, you're not. You're like you're different.
Oh my gosh, what are you doing on your phone?
I'm trying to look for the podcast cards.
Okay, what podcast cards? Oh, the questions.
Yeah, the questions. Where are they?
I don't know. Why are you wasting time?
I'm not. No, I'm not.
Totally
We're still We're still talking. So what? So we have a couple of brand new things that are coming up. I am so stinking excited. Do you want to talk about yours first?
My downloadable.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of Miguel's.
This is sick. I'm telling you right now, it is fun. You should get sick more often.
So I could work with so much clarity. I was like, no, but legit. So Miguel and I were talking about things that we want to do with our business, and one of the things that we want to do is a whole bunch of downloadables, things that have helped us, and have allowed us to propel forward, to get clear, to know what we want, and just to be able to manage our priorities better. So that's the journey essentially that we've been on, and primarily for me, I feel like sometimes what I want to do is a little bit fussy. And I've been seeking so much clarity. And because of the journey that I've been on, I've been able to share the actual downloadable that I created. So my downloadable, it's called Get Clear and Prioritize. And the tagline is, you don't lack time, you lack priorities. So this is the whole concept behind it. That we actually, whenever we schedule things or whenever we don't do things, is not necessarily because we lack the time or we lack the discipline, is rather that we lack the attachment to that particular thing that we want. We lack our emotional connection. We lack that priority. So essentially with my downloadable, what it is it helps you to get clear on what your values are, what your priorities are, not your priorities according to, like XYZ, your friend, or like what everybody else is doing. Because sometimes we do that. We tend to kind of make goals based on what other people are doing and based on things that we think that, like that'd be cool. But sometimes we don't get clear on what's already within us. Mm-hmm. So this helps you to get clear with what's within you. And I'm kind of excited, a little nervous to actually share the process that will help you to get there. But that's the first part. Step 1 is getting clear. Step 2 is identifying from that exercise, that first exercise. I'm telling you, it's a little bit hard. I'm even like a little shy.
I know, but that's, in all honesty, that's the one I'm excited about, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because of what Stephen Covey said. Not Stephen Covey, Stephen Jobs.
Okay. What did he say?
So there was a commencement speech that he created, like that he gave. It's very popular. People quote him, a lot of companies, a lot of whatever. He's always getting quoted for it. But he says that you have to wake up every day believing that it's your last day on earth.
Yeah. 100%.
But do you know why he said that?
Because then you'll actually do what's that.
So
Okay, no, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is what I think. The reason why, but no, I don't know what he said.
Well, no, you're right in that sense. But the reason why he said that is because Stephen Jobs, he got diagnosed with cancer, right? And then he beat it.
Yeah.
Like years later, it came back.
Yeah.
But when he got diagnosed with cancer, it said that it changed him. Like mentally, it changed him because he was like, life was more precious. It's like, man, like any day could be my last day kind of thing. And so when he wake up, he was so thankful for life because he was giving another opportunity. And so he was a different beast. Like he worked and in that time, a whole bunch of stuff like came to Apple and whatever. And they're like, again, they destroyed the competition. But what you are doing or how you created, I am so excited. I'm going to do it.
I think you
as well.
should.
I am 100%. I'm going to do it.
Yeah, I everything that we create is because we've done it.
Yeah.
We don't create things
So I
just
haven't
because
done
we're
this.
like,
Yeah. So I haven't done this.
yes. So this is what I'm doing right now,
Yeah.
and essentially the reason why I came up with this. So I'll share a little bit about my process and how I came about it. I'm reading the book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and one of the things that he says in there is that you have to reverse engineer the life that you want. So you gotta, what you do now, you have to do now with the thought of where you want to be in like 5, 10, 15 years, right? So one of the exercises that he has you do is that you. On there that you actually I don't even want to tell you because that's part.
I know.
It's so hard because I want to tell you, but then I also want you to be excited.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll share with you. No, I can't. I can't
No,
even share
don't.
that.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah,
I want to tell you. Listen, you gotta follow us on Instagram, and I'll be sharing little tidbits on there.
Yeah.
So just make sure that you follow at Maria is it underscore or dot?
No, underscore.
MTC Live. So just make sure you follow that feed, and I'll be sharing little tidbits about it.
Yeah.
And it's really exciting. So the first part is called identify what matters. Get clear on what matters, because you need to get rid of all the crap, all the busyness, everything that we think that matters that essentially doesn't matter, right? And that helps you get there. Step 2 is identify what's most important. So based on what you wrote on exercise 1 and step 1, you now get to break it down, and you get to break it down into different areas in your life, like family, work, community, anything like that. And then you get to identify the different.
But you get to pick where you want to accelerate in.
Oh yeah, of course. Right now you're just getting clear because the first part is getting all your thoughts out on paper.
Right.
But now that all your thoughts are out on paper, you need to organize those thoughts. Right. You need to gain clarity. You need to organize. So second step is organizing.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I'm excited. The third step, I'm like, listen. I know. I was like, Mike, look at this. Look at this. Oh my gosh. But then, so after you organize all your thoughts and you have a chart that's going to help you organize, right? And then that chart, then you move on to the second step, or the third step, which is prioritize what matters to you, right? And that part, I'm really excited because I'm introducing this new concept that I've been doing that's called the 3x3s methods, where essentially you're picking your priorities and you're picking activities that will help you get better in those priorities. But it's a whole process.
Yeah.
I'm really excited.
Yeah.
It's so hard not to tell you everything about it because I want to, but then I also want you to do it so you can experience that joy and that like, oh my gosh, this is actually like pretty straightforward. I can break it down and it's doable.
Yeah.
Because I feel like sometimes we look at all these big things and you're like, I'll never be able to do that. Why even try?
There is one part again that it ties with Stephen Jobs that I think it makes your downloadable so effective, right? Is when they're right. I don't want to say it either.
Is it the first part? Is it the first, second, third? I don't know. It all flows in so nicely. So it's like
I'll write it down. How do you spell it?
eulogy.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the word eulogy. It's in there.
Eulogy. I don't want to give it away, but the eulogy, yeah.
Well, yeah, but okay. So truth be told, that's how I've gained clarity.
Yeah.
I wrote my own eulogy, which sounds really creepy, and it was hard for me to get my thoughts around. But it was amazing because it gave me clarity on what's actually important, and not that like being busy doesn't mean you're progressing.
Yeah, but it's not just so. and I'll tell you one another thing. So we actually discussed this in our bishop's meeting yesterday, where in our church right now, in our faith, there has been a lot of passing away.
Oh, 100%.
Right. And it's like,
It's like is it just, I wonder if it's the area or just overall as a whole?
it's yeah, but I mean, it's all similar it's similar.
Causes?
No.
Well, at least everybody that I know has been like on the older side.
The age, right? Like
Yeah.
age. So there hasn't been anything because of like accident or car crash.
Yeah.
Nothing tragic like that. It's people who have lived a very long and phenomenal, wonderful life, right?
Yeah.
And so we've had a lot of passings away in between like the 4 wards, between the 4 congregations, and
Just in mine alone, just in my congregation, we had 4.
same here.
I know, crazy, right?
Yeah.
And that's from spring till now.
Yeah, for me, it's been from October to October. So I got called as a bishop in October, and then so I did one right away in October.
Wow.
And then everything was fine, and then towards like the last 2-3 months, like boom, one like every week, one
So
somebody.
true.
And so again, between the 4 wards, but as a bishop, you preside over them, and so you get to you have to be there, right? Like you have to be there. You're conducting, and you're the presiding bishops and stuff. So one thing that I've been noticing is obviously the children come up and they talk about their father or their mother or whoever has passed. And they go through, so and so did this when they were alive. So and so was known for this and service. This person was doing all these different things. And so it got me thinking. And again, it's morbid to hear it or to say it, but it does get you thinking. What's going to be told in my funeral, right?
That's what you need to do. My work. I like that.
But that's why I like it.
I know.
That's why I like
so
it, right?
Excited.
And so when you were showing it to me, it was like, okay, yeah, what is going to be said, or what would I like to be said?
Yeah.
And then how can I work towards that being said?
Exactly. It gives you an ability, like it gives you a roadmap,
Yeah.
right? It gives you a destination, and it gives you the ability to now ensure that you're creating that environment for you to be able to be the person that you want to be.
Yeah. And
Instead of just reacting to the world.
You have to download it. It's
Oh my gosh,
absolutely
it's so
phenomenal.
good.
So
I
we're
know,
gonna
it's so good.
we're gonna be putting. So what's happening now is between Maria and I, we have hundreds of workshops that we've done, and then steps and process and patterns that we've used to help our lives and other people's lives. So one thing that we're doing is that instead of just talking about it through our podcast, we're actually creating downloadables, right? You can, and our staple downloadable is the booklet,
Yeah.
right? So we'll always refer you back to the booklet, because the booklet goes into like the science, and it's like a 30-page thing and whatever. We've created 2 booklets, right? The challenge that we're going to be launching in December.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be one thing. But anyways, long story short, so she's doing hers and I'm doing mine, and then we're just combining them afterwards. So I did one as well.
Yeah. Tell us about yours.
So mine, so in our booklet, we talk about the DM, right? The DM it's an acronym. So DDIEM, and D, the first D talks about declutter, which is, again, it's in our booklet, and it talks about, you grab all your stuff, and sometimes you just feel like it's that purple elephant. There's so much happening in your life.
Always back to the purple elephant.
It will always come back to the purple elephant. It will always come back to the purple elephant. So you got all of these things that are happening in your life, and it just feels overwhelmed. And so the first step is declutter, right? And then trying to figure out one thing that you want to change, which takes you to step 2, which is desire. Now, desire is very, very interesting, because if you don't have a desire to change, step 3, 4, and 5, they're not going to work. It doesn't, you can, I'll just skip step 2 and I'll just go straight to step 3. It's not going to work.
You'll do it short term. Maybe you'll do it for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, but it won't stick.
It 100%, it won't stick, right? At all. And so desire is I think it's the first most difficult step to overcome. And if you do not have that, again, just from my point of view, just don't even open up the book. Like you won't. It's not gonna work, right?
Exactly.
So every time I teach this workshop in schools or whatever, or even corporations, they always tell me, and especially parents, well, how can I get my child to have desire? How can I get my child to change? And and here's the big mistake. How can I force my child to want to change? Or how can I force my child to change? I'm like, well, that's your first mistake. You can't force a youth or a child to change.
Yeah.
Right? You can't. Like, that's impossible. So then I was reading and the scriptures actually, and there is a prophet by the name of Micah. And Micah was talking to the Israelites, and the Israelites were doing absolutely horrible things, just the worst of the worst. And then he starts talking to them, and he takes them on a journey. And I was like, what is happening right now? So in one chapter, a couple of verses, he takes them through like, you're doing something bad, you shouldn't be doing it. And then he takes them through this process, and then to get them to have or want desire to change, go from doing bad things to doing good things. And it was just speaking at me, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And so I took his speech, and I literally broke it down, and I'm like, oh, it's right here. The desire to create desire is right here. And so that's what I did. I did a downloadable. It's called the Desire Wheel. And then it's a 4-step process that will take you from pretty much wherever state that you're in. It just takes you through a process where you'll just have this fire to, like, you know what? I want to change. I don't like where I am right now, and this needs to be a priority.
You know what I like about your downloadable though is that you make it so clear as far as the steps, because sometimes we rush into things, kind of like just white knuckling it, being like, whatever, like let me just do whatever I can, let me see what sticks, and in reality that doesn't work.
Yeah,
but with your process, you break it down. And you give the ability to nurture that fire or nurture that desire, because it's not like a turn on and off switch. It's rather something that you have to nurture, right? So I really like that.
And it keeps feeding itself, right?
Exactly.
Because once you get
like a cycle.
It is, and that's why it's called the wheel. Because as soon as you get to step 4, it feeds back into step 1.
Oh my
right?
gosh,
And it just keeps going. But now here's the science behind it, and this is why I was like blown away with Micah. Is that maybe I should change the name to the Micah wheel? But anyways, I don't know. But anyways, here's the thing.
With the purple elephant. Micah on a purple elephant.
Micah just riding the purple elephant. Yeah. Right into the sunset. But there is a science behind it. Okay, so one of the biggest problems that parents are having is screen time.
Yeah.
So much screen time. Now, screen delivers or the body releases dopamine, which is the addictive chemical to any, which is the same as pornography, the same to like alcohol, smoking. It releases this thing. The only chemical strong enough to defeat the bonds or the power of dopamine is oxytocin. So that's why if you ever go to an AA meeting, first thing they do is they hook you up with a sponsor. Yeah. Right? Another human.
Yeah.
So if you're starting to have these desires or these things to want, the sponsor comes in and it's going to be okay. It's going to be awesome.
He reminds you. He kind of does the process of the wheel.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, so here's the thing is, right? Oxytocin gets released with human connection. So when you tell somebody you're awesome, when you tell somebody you're amazing, when you tell somebody you're beautiful, when you give somebody a high five, when you give somebody a hug, every time that you hug your child, it releases oxytocin for the person receiving it and for the person giving it. It's the only chemical strong enough to defeat the bonds of dopamine.
That's awesome.
So this process, the cycle, the center of it, the heart of it is oxytocin. Because gratitude also releases oxytocin. And so when you're going through that cycle and when you get to step 3, like you have so much gratitude in your heart.
Yeah.
It's like, like step 4 is just like, it's easy. Your heart softened and you're ready to go.
Yeah. You're like, you know what? Maybe it's not that bad. I can do this, right? Because you're in a good place of mind. If you're not in a good place of mind, then everything is harder.
100%. So we're going to be putting all of these up in on our page and whatever. And
you can check it out. You can check out our store. They're going to be super affordable. It's going to be 100% awesome. You get to download it right away and you get to work on it. Plus, you have the ability to contact us if you have any questions.
Oh, 100%. What I would love to do is I would like to create a workshop. like not a workshop, but like a people who've downloaded that we
A video series maybe where like we send out videos or
no
or like a full out. Okay.
like somewhere where people can log in and then we can work with them and just take a look at see how they did it and all these different, just dedicate like once a month or something where people can just log in and then we can have like a video chat with everybody who's downloaded it.
That
we
sounds
can,
pretty
so we
good.
can so we can offer some
Goals.
support.
There we go. That's our goals right there.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I'm telling you right now, it's gonna happen.
Anyway, so that's what. Oh my gosh, I can't even get my words out. Plus, I like feel like I'm gonna cough, so I'm like choking it back, and I'm trying to talk. Not a pretty sight.
That's gross, dude. That's gross. And there it goes. Notice how she's
There
like
we go.
full suit on. Like that needs
You're
to.
lucky. I don't have my full out like snowsuit. Should come back. It's cold in here.
It is not cold in here
Okay.
at all.
Truth be told, I am sick, so that's why I'm feeling it a little bit more. So it's not. But even you yourself went upstairs and got a sweater. So
So I got a sweater for different reasons.
it's your shirt stained. That's the only reason.
No, it's because I feel fat in my shirt.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do.
Oh my gosh, you don't look it.
I know, but I feel it.
So you just needed a little extra layer.
I need
It's okay.
I need a little bit of puffiness.
It's okay. You know what? And that's okay. When you feel that way, you just
It's and then I don't know where I got it from. It's like it's my COVID fat. I'm still trying to get rid of it, and it's coming. And it is. I'm succeeding. I'm done with the Doritos.
I know. I saw like cereal or something here.
Oh yeah.
He has like stashes of different food. No
This is
bowl, no
so
nothing.
good.
This is like
Have you ever had these?
yeah, they're the cinnamon.
They taste like churros.
I know they actually have a churros one. You know that, right?
I know, but it's the exact same thing.
I know it is
good.
very tasty. It is very tasty.
I've never been a big fan, and then my kids were like snacking on it, and I'm like, oh, let me try some, and I had it.
And that's how it ended up down here.
Changed my life, and now
The
I have
kids
to-
don't even know where the cereal went
They don't.
anymore. They're
No,
like,
they
it
don't.
must be done.
They actually don't. So they came down here, and it was my stash is over there, and so they're like, Dad, have you seen the cinnamon toast crunch? I'm like, I haven't. I'm sorry. It was over there.
I know. It's so easy that you just like lie to your kids. So
Oh, 100%. 100%. They don't work. I'm the one that buys it. So question for you. I got a question for you.
for me?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've been talking about, and I don't know if this is a coincidence or not, because when we created these, the topics for these podcasts back in like 2 months ago,
Yeah, it was pre-summer when we created it.
right?
It was pre-summer, yeah.
Yeah.
So we created it. We took some time off in the summer, and then we came back in September and followed through with the same layout.
Right. So we had our 3-month calendar.
Yep.
Right. So we have the next podcast all up and running and stuff like, or not up and running. The topic's ready to go. So here's my question.
Okay.
Today's topic is falling forward. Mm-hmm. So it's something that Les Brown talks about. Mm-hmm. That when you fall, make sure that that when you.
Good morning, Catching Miguel. Red-handed with them churro cinnamon toast crunch.
I don't
you
care.
know it.
I don't care.
Listen.
Yeah.
I'm like you should see him when I walk in. He's all covered in like either Dorito dust,
That's
and
a
now I
lie.
guess the sugar dust from this.
You know what? And I don't even feel bad. That's the thing. And I don't even feel bad.
He's embracing it.
So,
He's like,
heck yeah. So here's my question.
okay, what's your question?
So we're talking about falling forward.
Mm-hmm.
So Les Brown talks about when you fall, make sure that you fall forward. Now, what does that mean? It's so what is
Let me give you an example. I'm not even surprised. 100%. So when you said that, I've been watching the World FIFA Cup, right? And I've been watching the games, and some of the games are super intense. And so they often fall. Like they're getting kicked, there's things that happen, or sometimes there's like a little extra and they fall. But this is the thing that I noticed, that when they fall, they're still looking at the ball. So they're like full out going down, but their faces is still right there at the ball. So it makes me think of like falling, you're still failing, but you're still looking at your goal, and they still get up. They may complain.
so here's what I think.
Okay, tell me.
So here's my analogy. So yours is soccer.
100% because I just saw it.
Mine is football.
Okay.
So when these guys play, and Seth got me into football. I don't watch sports, right? But Seth wanted to be an NFL player and all that other stuff. But when he one thing that I was watching, we were watching some highlights, and they're falling, and what they do is that they, instead of falling with the ball down kind of thing, sometimes
They go to the.
no. What are you talking about?
Well, Jesse learned how to fall.
No. I'm not talking about what.
Football. Okay, so Jesse, my second, he was in a football league, and one of the drills that they learned was how to fall.
Oh, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm
Okay.
talking about when they're falling, they fall and they spike the ball ahead of them, right? Because so they can gain yards, right? So versus, so if the first down is like 5 yards or 2 yards away, and it makes a huge, massive difference if you fall and you fall with your ball close to you, or if you fall and you extend the arm and you try to like get those whatever, because when they get back up or when they create their scrimmage, it's where the ball is, not where the body is.
That's awesome.
So if the ball is past the first line, they get another four downs.
Yeah.
They resets, right?
Yeah.
So when what's his face?
Your son, Seth?
No, not son. The
Les-
speaker, Les Brown.
Yeah.
So he goes, when you fall forward, make sure that you are still advancing as you fall. So when you fall, and that's okay. But, always obviously get back up and fall forward. So here's my question. How are downloadables help with people falling forward?
I think so. You know what? I know so. I know for the downloadable, the 3-step where it helps you to get clear and prioritize. You're getting clear because you're falling. Because you feel like something in your life is not working and you don't understand what's going on. So that's the process of you falling. But you're falling forward because now you're like, okay, let me get clear. Let me figure it out so I can get back up and gain those extra yards. As opposed to just falling and being like, I don't know what's going on. Let me get up again. And then you're falling again for the same reason.
Yeah.
What about you? What do you think with your downloadable?
Not mine. I don't think so. Mine's not, and I'll be honest, right? Like, and if it's not, it's not. But my goal is to create, because I really enjoyed today's topic, because it really does. And you know what? Here's my commitment.
Okay, tell me.
For next week, I'm going to have a downloadable that ties with today's falling forward. Yeah, mine is not. Mine's more of creating desire, and just if you're ready, and if it's just learning how to get back up. Right, but I think with falling forward, the one what we are talking about, I think yours is very applicable, right? Because sometimes you feel like you're not progressing, your life is like ugh. So what you're offering is something completely different than what my downloadable is offering. My downloadable is offering is like you've decluttered your life. You know that there's certain things. You know that you're overweight. You know that you are not happy with yourself. You know that you are not progressing. You know that you're not getting that promotion. You know that you're not getting an education. You're not studying and all these different things. And then sometimes this stuff is happening. And then in step 2, desires, like, yeah, I know I don't have this stuff going for me, but I don't have any desire to change. Yeah. So my downloadable creates that desire to go to step 3, 4, and 5 in our booklet.
It might even give you clarity, because if you realize that you don't have desire to do that, then it's the wrong goal.
Oh, 100%.
Like, why even focus on that?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So I've test run the cycle, the wheel. Many case scenarios, and I've even contacted some people, and it works 100% of the time because of that gratitude, because of the oxytocin, the science behind the science behind it, right? Like the chemicals.
Yeah.
So that's what mine does. But I want to create something where it helps people when they fall, when they struggle, how to, what do you learn from it when you like.
I'm excited. Let's see what you create for next week.
Yeah, I'm already thinking about it right now.
You're like, all right, guys, I gotta go.
No,
we're signing out.
There is a Maria Bunt that is the. Can you read that? What?
Hold on. Okay, I don't got glasses, so please give me some grace. Okay, hold on. Maria Bunt, that is deep. What you literally just said, how your son was taught to fall. Isn't that interesting? Going through the Refiner's Fire is definitely a learning experience, but being taught how to fall through inspiring podcasts like these, Insight Les Brown, Stephen Covey, it's so important to invest time to be educated, inspired while doing so, learning how to fall. so we know how to get back up. Thanks, Ed. You're absolutely right. Thank you for that compliment too.
See, I don't like Ed because he lives in Calgary. So he traded, like he's
a traitor.
He's a traitor. He's a traitor. Why are you listening to our podcast? I know. Oh man, honestly, Ed.
Just kidding, Ed.
No, I'm not. I'm not. He left us. He left our steak.
gosh.
Like, what the heck?
I know.
And then he writes. Did you see the video? Him trying to recruit.
I saw. I was like, I just ignored. Come on, Ed.
I'm like, delete.
Unfriend. No, I'm just kidding. We're just teasing you.
But hang on. This is the thing is though, so many. Have you heard the commercials?
For moving to Alberta?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like 100%.
The West is the best.
Like a
No.
day.
Relax. Another traitor. But have you heard those commercials?
Yeah. Where they talk about lower taxes. You're going to be able to buy a house. What else do they talk about?
Why is Ontario allowing these commercials?
Because we're overpopulated, so Ontario's probably like, okay, well, I guess we won't have a housing crisis.
Yeah, we have commercials in Alberta as well.
Wow, I'm glad I got immunity too. It's okay, girl. You're in Montreal. You're good. Just
Yeah, that's still walking distance.
come to my house and see for yourself. See?
Yeah, no. There's no recruiting that's taking place here.
Plain Brampton. 100% Brampton is so expensive.
So there's commercials that are running.
There's billboards.
No. There's commercials in Alberta running to come to Ontario.
No.
Yeah.
Is that true, guys?
It says.
Ed?
It says the taglines will take you back.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh, I was like, because I think Ontario is more than happy to just let some of its people go.
No.
You don't think so?
No. We're fighting to bring these people back.
How? Like, it's so expensive here.
So I was talking to a couple of construction workers.
Yeah.
And so they're building like tons, right?
now.
We still have space, obviously, to build land and stuff. And so when asked why they're continuing to building, because they're expecting a migration back.
Sometimes that happens, I guess.
Yeah, it's something, and I forget the reasoning. Not gonna happen.
2 hours in Jamaica. Day we ever see you here and you're like moved back, I'm gonna laugh so hard.
Oh yeah, I'm
kidding.
screen recording all of this.
Purchase massive campaign, buying a house for $300K for a beautiful home. Yeah, see, like they have ginormous houses. See, this is the thing though. I'm like, there is definitely certain people that it works for moving out there, but there's certain professions that it doesn't work because of the highs and the lows.
Mm-hmm.
Like for us with Mike and being an engineer, it's too many highs and lows. Might as well be here.
We considered it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, right?
When was this?
Oh, but it was like in passing.
Like what? At the same time when you're gonna move to Orangeville?
Yeah, that was more of legit. But we did consider it. And so here's the thing is like, okay, I'm not knocking Alberta. I am knocking Alberta because they're taking our people. But I get it. I get why people are moving.
Yeah.
But one of the things about for a lot of the people that are moving, there is something greater there, right? Land and all these different things. No cabezas allowed. So
you're not invited. I'm sorry.
Yeah, whatever. But for us, I mean, we have so much here. Like we have Tegan's clients. I got my clients.
Yeah.
Friends, my family, my siblings, my nephews and nieces. So for us to move, it would have been a huge dent in our life.
Because you would be starting everything from zero.
Yeah, like I mean, literally, because again, 100 and I'm not gonna say how much, whatever. Like, but I mean, I have over 500 clients of schools and just we're so busy every day. I'm doing something. So for me to just leave all of that behind and start in a province that they don't know who I am, and it took me a good 5-7 years to be where I am right now. To having to start that all over again, and with Tegan as well, it's a lot. And then my mom's here, and anyway, so as great as Alberta could have been, it's not offering anything better for us, right? So,
and that's the thing, right? I'm like, with any kind of decision in life, you do your pros and cons.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, I totally get that. I think every province is good for someone.
yeah.
Think about what our parents did to bring us here, though. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. 100%.
No, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but and if that better life is somewhere else, then 100%.
But so to go with Day, yeah, 100%. But they were coming to something better, right? More freedom, land of opportunities, education, all that other stuff. For us, again, as great as Alberta could be, there's nothing better for us there. Right, we have like this.
Not yet, guys. Keep your glimmer of hope. Miguel might make a move there.
That's not happening. That's not. Again, it's just having to leave. I got contract. Like, do you know that? So I got accepted to the Halton Catholic board.
Mm-hmm.
So that went through. The Peel just went through. Toronto, it's coming through this year. I got a call from them last week on Friday that they want to process my application. So that's the Toronto, both public and Catholic.
Oh my gosh, that's so good.
The York Catholic, the Waterloo Catholic just went through.
Yeah, so it just wouldn't work.
I got like 9 boards that I'm working with, and then I'm touring. Like this last 3 weeks, I've been touring, doing the parent workshops. So for me to just give that up, like, oh my gosh. Yeah, there's no shot that I would be able to. I wouldn't mind visiting, and I hear Alberta's
Those
phenomenal.
pictures are beautiful. I see all the people there. But if you sell your house for 1.5 to 2 mil, buying a house for 3 to 4, the equity is huge bonus, mortgage free, or offering your kids an opportunity to actually afford a house. That's okay. I'm not worried about my kids. I'm worried about me.
Hard times build strong people, right?
Listen, I'm teaching my kids resiliency. You don't get what you want. Get what you work for. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
And you gotta fall. Do you remember the Never Ending Story?
I don't remember watching it though.
Okay, the greatest movie ever built in life.
Okay.
I'm being serious. I'm telling you right now, there's so much doctrine there.
Okay.
One day, listen to me. One day we have to do a podcast just on the Never Ending Story.
Oh my gosh.
No, it's beautiful.
I'm gonna have to watch it.
Maria, I'm telling you right now, it's gonna change your life.
We'll do that while we cook hot dogs.
We were supposed to cook hot dogs today.
It will be your dream come true.
Yeah, but upstairs a mess. So anyways, that wouldn't have been able to happen. But there is something that is said that in the Never Ending Story. It's gotta hurt to heal.
Yeah.
Right? And so Atreyu, one of the characters there, he gets hurt and then he's drinking this potion. It's just absolutely sucks. He goes, yeah, it's got to hurt to heal. And I think that's the one thing about falling forward.
Yeah.
Right? It's you got to fall. Life is about falling. If you're not falling, if you're not making mistakes, you're not trying hard enough.
I think we have this, sometimes we're sheltered in the whole aspect that we believe that we shouldn't struggle. Like we believe that hard times shouldn't happen. We believe that like failing is so negative for us. And I think we have to change that mindset. I think if we change that mindset and realize that struggling is part of the process, part of life, and that's how you learn, right? You're falling forward. When you're struggling and you're going through all these things, you're falling forward, but you're getting back up. And when you get back up, it's like a push-up. You get stronger.
Yeah.
That's the way that I see it anyway.
Who were we talking to that we were saying, who were talking to saying that it's important that we make mistakes. It's important that we fall.
Were we talking to someone?
Yeah, we were talking to somebody. We were having a conversation. Was it Jay?
Maybe. I don't remember. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But yes, definitely I would agree with that. But
they were very adamant. I think it was Jay. It was one of our podcasts. And the reason is because, so guys, I don't know if you know this, but we're now on Spotify. We're now on Apple. Apple. And we're on Amazon Music.
Oh my gosh, guys, seriously.
Kaboom!
Listen, so feel free to share our podcast with your friends. You know how much we love to help people. So just make sure you share.
Yeah. But in one of so I was reviewing some of the podcasts, and the one that I was reviewing is the one that we did with Jay.
Okay.
And in that podcast, you got to go back, right, and take a look at it. But he's very adamant. He says you have to, like, life is not all sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah.
You have to fall.
Yep. You have to fail.
You have to fail. And then it's the only way that you learn. You don't build an immune system. I was watching actually a podcast by Joe Rogan.
Okay.
And he's talking about, he was talking about one of the conquistadors that went through the Chilean Nile. It was whatever, right? And so he writes in his journal that as his boat is going down by the Nile, he's looking off to the side and there are beautiful cities and civilizations, like just absolutely beautiful. And he writes it in his journal, the buildings and the people and the culture, and he praises them. And so then this conquistador, he goes back, he shows the journal, and everybody's like, oh my gosh, amazing, amazing. Years go by. And then they wanted to do is retrace his route. And so they start retracing his route. And right where it says, where he starts to describe the civilization, there's no one there.
Okay.
They're like, what people, what civilization, what buildings? There's nothing. Like it's gone. It's done.
Okay.
And so they peg him for a liar.
Okay.
Right. And then they're like, you're a liar. And so they disgrace his name, and they're like, take him off of the books. And they're like, what a waste of time and all these different things. Now, what's happened is that, trees are coming down and all these different things, and they're finding this civilization that this conquistador was describing in his book. So he wasn't lying. What ended up happening was that as he visited these tribes, he brought the pox, not the chicken pox, he brought measles or something like that. Some
type of
something that's
some type of virus.
Yeah, but it's nothing to us, right?
Yeah.
But to these people, because they didn't have that immune system, right? It destroyed them. It wiped them out.
Oh my goodness.
Right? And so I think that's what falling forward does. It gives us immunity. It gives us an immune system to get back up, to get stronger, to have thicker skin.
Yeah.
To keep moving forward, to keep pushing forward.
Yeah.
And if we don't experience any difficulties, we become weak.
Yeah.
And then eventually down the line in life, when we're not getting the job that we want, when we're not succeeding in the things that we want to do, we quiver. We
shrink when we feel entitled.
Exactly. And then we don't want to get out of bed sometimes, and just like life sucks. And then we get into this depression that like why am I even here? Whatever, life is no good, right?
Yeah.
Because we haven't built that grit.
Yeah, it's true.
So we need to fall, and we need to fall forward, and so we
fall
can build
forward.
Yeah.
What? Good chant. Fall forward. I was like thinking, si se puede. Fall forward.
Look, he's still talking about.
Oh, he's convincing Vanessa, and then having a full out talk.
I know.
We love you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, focus on us. Focus on us.
Listen, you're still helping us. It's still because you guys are chatting is helping the algorithm. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah. What is he saying? A flight to Alberta, depending on the season, costs anywhere between $100 to $200 per day. Okay, I didn't know that.
Montreal is gorgeous, but Banff is literally. I do have to visit Banff. Like, it looks beautiful. I've seen so many people post pictures, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah. Anyone who I speak to, like, you have to go to Banff.
Ed, we're coming. We're going to stay at your place.
Is it? I'm not. I'm not. It's like, I'm not going. He's a traitor. We peg him as a traitor.
We're staying at your place. We'll do a podcast from Banff.
Is that where you are? Are you in Banff?
No, I think he's somewhere closer. He's in Lethbridge. I don't know how far Lethbridge is from Banff, right? Anyway, he'll get back to us. But yeah, I think that's definitely about moving forward.
Listen, guys, quiet down. Ed and I are having a discussion.
Sorry, guys, we're interrupting your discussion.
Sorry, I didn't mean to, But what was the thing that I was saying?
How if you don't fall forward, you have no grit.
No, past that.
Never moving to Alberta. Never going to Seattle. Which one?
Not that I have anything against the guy. He's just
you don't want to
he betrayed us.
That's it. Like Miguel has drawn the line. You're out there now, and that's it.
That's it.
Remember the time you went to Calgary and went to Tim Hortons? Who is talking?
Ed. What?
No, that's not Ed. Day. Is he talking to
No, Day. Yeah, Day. Are you talking to me when I went to Calgary and went to Tim Hortons?
He's full out having a conversation with Ed or Vanessa. I'm not sure. Anyway, guys, we are so happy to have shared this with you.
Yeah, fall forward.
Okay, so what is your biggest takeaway today?
My biggest takeaway is that I'm not even joking. Me, I never went to Tim Hortons. What, Calgary?
Have you been to Alberta?
Once to pick up Danny,
Okay.
Tegan's brother. So Danny used to live in Alberta.
Okay.
And then they sold to come to Ontario, like how it should be. Frick, who's going to Alberta?
There you go.
But so I bought a ticket one way. I met him at the airport, and then we drove back.
Okay.
And it was a horrible experience. I hit a deer.
Oh no.
Yeah. Did I ever? I never told you this.
No, you never told me that. You never told me that.
So we were. This is the time. So Danny and Heather. So Danny is my wife's brother.
Okay.
Heather is
His wife.
his wife.
Okay.
So they were newly married, right? And so, when you're newly married, it's like, I can't live without you. Kind of, now it's like, ugh, go sleep downstairs, right? So we drove. I took a flight, one-way flight down to Calgary. He had packed up his car, right? And everything else the truck had already moved, right? So now it's just like a couple of boxes in the truck. So the plan was to drive for 2 days, switch, get a hotel, and then drive for 2 more days or something like that, right? Do the trip in less than a week. But she was like, I want to see him. I want to see him. I want to see him. And I'm like,
what do you mean? They were driving together though?
No, Danny and I.
Oh.
Heather came first.
Oh, so Heather was already here.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Heather came here first, got the house settled, all that other stuff. The movers brought the huge, massive truck. So the truck was here waiting. Heather was getting the house ready. And so the last missing part was Danny.
Yeah.
And then Danny was, because they had a car, right?
Yeah.
So they were planning on driving there. But anyways, long story. So I drove there, and then between Danny and I, we were going to switch drivers.
Yeah.
And then take a trip, and then again, drive 2 days, get a hotel, drive 2 days, get a hotel. So I'm like, I can do this. So we were driving, and I started, and Danny was sleeping, whatever. And he goes, do you need I guess it was my pride. I don't know what it was, but he's like, do you need a switch? I'm like, I'm okay. You keep sleeping. And I kept driving. I kept driving. Except for like 2-3 days, just driving.
Like without sleeping?
Well, yeah, I had music pumping, and then he was
So
talking.
you didn't sleep for 3 days. That's what you're saying.
2 days. 2 days.
Oh my gosh, Miguel.
2 days. It was not bad. But here's the thing is, so I know that when you don't sleep, you start to hallucinate.
Yeah.
Right? And so I'm driving, and I'm like, is that a deer? I'm like, oh my gosh, it is. And so, but I had to make a quick decision. Either I swerve the car, he's sleeping.
Okay.
So either I swerve the car, and the car's packed with stuff, so it's back heavy.
Okay.
So if I start swerving, that car's gonna start tumbling.
Okay. Or you hit the deer.
Or just hit the deer.
You gonna hit the deer.
I hit the deer. I just went, forget it. I'm doing this, right? And so I'm like, Danny, wake up. And just hit the deer. I don't know what.
Oh
I don't
my
know
gosh.
And so
And you kept driving, or did you
no,
stop?
No, we stopped. I was able to stop. And so then Danny was like, he's like, what happened? I'm like, dude, a deer just jumped out of nowhere. And kind of true. And it did. It did jump out of nowhere. It came out of nowhere.
You thought it was a hallucination. Like you weren't even sure if it was real.
No, but like the deer was just standing there, just looking at me.
That is that. Dude, that look over there.
So the deer's just staring, right?
Yeah.
And it gets in the middle of the highway. I'm
Oh
like,
my
okay,
gosh.
whatever. And so
Dave's right. The deer hit you,
the
man.
deer hit me, right? Whatever. And so anyway, so we go out, and so I've never experienced death before.
Okay, so this was your first.
This was kind of my first, right?
Okay.
And so Danny's like comes out with a shovel, and he goes, "We got to take it out." I'm like,
Oh my gosh, really?
I know. That was my thing too. I was like, "Don't kill the deer." So I'm like starting to get emotional. He's like, and he's from up north, so he's like, hunting.
He's ready.
He's ready. He's like, we got to do it. And so we go out, and the deer was nowhere to be found.
Okay.
And so one thing that we learned is that when animals hurt, they look for grass, like grassy area. And so it must have like crawled into like the forest or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we get to the border. No, but this is.
And they're looking at the car like, what happened?
Yeah, they're looking, they're whatever. And there's a huge, massive dent in the front, and there's hair. Like skin and hair everywhere. And so the guy, the border patrol guy, is like, what's going on here? And we're like, officer, we hit a deer. It's like, what? It's like, we hit a deer. And then and I'm like, what? And so when we got to the front, and we can peel the skin and the hair, whatever, I'm like, this is not human. because he must have thought it was human. And there's like the one side it was bloody. So we found a gasoline station and we just like washed it down and stuff like that. But it was that was my
that is quite the traumatic story, I have to say.
So what's this guy saying here? Hang on one second. So here's Ed, and he's saying, Miguel, here's a beautiful analogy about the trials, about feeling in the trials. I once had an event and it was scorching hot. Everybody at the event was dying due to the heat, but suddenly a wonderful breeze just hit our group, and one of our friends sighed and says, "Oh, so good." Then I had an epiphany.
Epiphany.
Big
word.
I know. It's a moment, and I said to my friend, "But if it wasn't for the heat, you would not have enjoyed the breeze." So, to enjoy life, falling on the moment of trials are absolutely needed because the breeze will come in one way or another.
True that.
Absolutely.
Preach, Ed.
Fire.
Preach.
Fire.
Preach.
My
way to take, like, are you trying to take over our show? Like, what's going on here? Just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, but seriously, that is so true. I've been reading that all these experiences, both good and bad, are complementary.
It talks about in Doctrine and Covenants.
And even like General Conference was all about that. This past little bit, I've been re-listening to it. I'm like, dang, there's some truth bombs there.
In Doctrine and Covenants says that how can we need the bitter to know sweet.
100%. So thank you so much, Ed, for your comment.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Day and Vanessa, and Ed for participating with us today in our call. Oh, that was your big takeaway, right?
Yeah, my big takeaway
was about the deer, hitting the deer.
No, my big takeaway is that I'm excited to do your downloadable.
Yeah.
Like I'm actually like super excited. I'm gonna because it's on Canva, right?
Yeah, I tagged you. Like I sent it to you. So
did you?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll download it. I'll print it out, and then I'll.
You should totally do it because then next week you can talk about your experience doing it because it's a 7-day challenge.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, I made it into a 7-day because I'm like, we all need quick wins, right? No wonder your trauma makes sense. Kill the deer, almost die, you hair over for now. Makes sense. And all full circle, Ed. Full circle.
Yeah.
Now you know.
Yeah, I'll do that. And so what we're going to be doing is just, if you guys can do us a huge, massive favor, actually, here it is, right? Do us a massive favor is there, you got all of our social media sites right there, right? So you got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, whatever. When you go to YouTube, hit the notification button so you get notified as soon as we go live. And today is our 40th episode. I know that we did it for our 30th. We did a competition, but I want to do a massive thing for our 50th.
Okay.
So in 10 more episodes, we're going to give away something big.
Okay, so we'll talk about that.
Yeah,
and then we'll come back to it.
And it's going to be huge. It's massive.
Okay, we'll talk about that.
No, it's going to be, I'm letting you know, it's going to be massive because it's going to happen.
We can't go in debt, okay?
We
cannot go in debt.
It has nothing to do with debt. Maybe a little bit of debt, but it's for our faithful listeners. But anyways, follow us, make sure whatever, and on the website, mtclife.com. By the end of today, and we'll start pumping it out through our Facebook channels and stuff. We'll start showing you guys the downloadables, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so we'll have like a little bit of a video instructions for some of them, and so we can.
And hey, listen, purchasing the downloadable helps our show so freaking much. It helps us to be able to share all our knowledge with you. It's very affordable and legit. It's gonna help your life. So you want it. You want to do it.
Yeah, and it's for the price of a hot chocolate, $2.19.
$2.19. There we go. I'm like,
for downloadable?
100%. I'm thinking just the fact that we synthesize like books. Like the book that I'm basing what I'm writing to you in is a 300-page book. So there you go. You don't have to go read the 300-page book because I did it for you in 7 pages.
And you know what? Because I get a lot of people coming and I want to sit down with you, a coaching area. And so what I always do with them, we meet at a Tim Hortons sometimes, a lot of the times, and then they'll go, can I get you anything? I'm just a hot chocolate. Just give me a hot chocolate and we'll talk. And then I don't charge, right? And so for $2.19,
that's horrible. You need to charge. You know that, right?
You're buying us a hot chocolate. That's what you're doing. When you get a downloadable, you're buying us a hot chocolate.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for being here. Thank you, everyone, for supporting our show. We love you guys, and we wouldn't be able to do this without you. So
absolutely.
Thank you.
Support the show. Please, love you. We got mortgage to pay.
Yeah, kids. Listen, we got like 13 kids. Not together, like separate. All right. You guys have a great day.
Not together. Yeah, later, guys. Love you. Bye.
Get a minute, don't know. Get a minute of your time. Get a minute of your. Let it.
I sure gotta live right, and I'm never gonna let you out of my side. I've been knocked out, was a nice try, but I guess I get to keep my head on this time. God of the creation, the relations I've got, the only one that keeps me safe, the only one you should trust. For sure, it ain't right that I have checked the speck of dust from all of its side. Fall down, that from my height, cause I didn't see the plank I have in my eye. What you hear in yourself when